Hi there, mommies. Welcome to our first time Preggy Mommy video diary entry. I'm actually thinking of changing the name, saying that we're gonna have a whole YouTube channel on this, and I think maybe first time mommy diaries would do. I don't know, but I'm just thinking that our name might be a bit too long. Anyway, I am 21 weeks and still enjoying the journey. I hope you are also still enjoying your journey with your bundle of joy on the way. I have had some noticeable changes like discoloration, especially on the side of my growing boobies. Like the color is just getting darker, not just the nipple area, like but the breast itself on the side is been getting darker, so I'm getting that discoloration. My appetite has increased. So I am definitely eating more. I'm not eating for two because I am still just one adult and have this little tiny human who is also eating from what I'm eating. So I'm not eating for two. That means I'm not eating two full portions at a time. But I am eating slightly more. For example, my oats used to be just a cup. Now I'm having a cup and a half of oats because I get hungry so often. So I'll have that, and I still snack during the day, just between the meals that I have. And when I'm hungry or feel like I'm hungry, and it doesn't make sense to me, I just have a sip of water just to test the waters to make sure that I'm actually hungry and that my body's not asking for water. So I'll have water and wait. If I still feel hungry, then I'll have a fruit or have yogurt. And if that doesn't help, then I'll just have a meal. So, yeah, and my weight is also getting a bit more. But that will be a whole video on its own, just discussing the weight matter. Otherwise, mummies, I am still happy. No funny pains, nothing else out of the ordinary yet. I'm still happy and I'm still enjoying the journey. And today I actually just wanted to share with you that we got our gender reveal. We went to see the gynae, and for those of you who don't know, we have decided on midwife-led care during our pregnancy and for birthing. However, the clinic where we're giving birth at Genesis, it's their standard procedure is the right word, to also see a Genesis affiliated gynae. So the gynae, then we are only seeing her twice. We saw her at 20 weeks. We'll see her again at 36 weeks. That gynae will be our backup in case of an emergency. So if anything happens and our midwife can't help, the gynae will then step in. So that's why we are seeing the gynae. Anyway, oh, and again, of course, the midwife doesn't have a scan. She doesn't have a sonar, so she can't exactly tell us what the gender of the baby is. Yeah. So we went to see our gynae, who was also very, very friendly. I liked seeing Mama Sikakane. She was very friendly, so I enjoyed her. And we are having a little princess. We haven't confirmed. We are considering going for a 4D scan at 28 weeks just to confirm and be sure before we start, going wild on shopping for girl or gender specific items. So I'm very happy. But I have to say, and Hapkin is also happy, we've started playing around with names. Oh, it's so exciting. We've started playing around with names, ladies. That should also be a video on its own because you have no idea. You have no idea. The name issue. Anyway, we are very happy that we're having a little princess. So if that is confirmed and we are having a little princess, then we are very happy. But to be honest with you, when we found out, the day that we found out, I could see disappointment on Hopkins' face. I could see that my husband was disappointed. And I obviously jumped to the conclusion that he was disappointed because we're not having a boy. And if you remember from my previous videos, there had been so many, I don't know, indicators or maybe suggestions that we are having a boy. My mom had a dream of us having a boy. My husband himself dreamt of having a boy. And then we have people that are just looking at my tummy and my belly, and they're saying, oh, the shape of your belly, it's definitely a boy. You know, so even I was convinced that, listen, this child is going to be a boy. But it wasn't. It was not. And I felt so sad seeing the disappointment on his face. Because I was thinking to myself, and I very quickly and very easily jumped into the thinking of, I must have failed as the woman carrying the child. I must have failed, because if he was expecting a boy or wanted a boy, then it means I have failed to give him that. I got home and I just wanted to cry and sleep. Then somehow I snapped out of that thinking, because I realized that if my husband was disappointed because we're not having a boy, then it has nothing to do with me. I mean, I did not make myself pregnant, number one. Number two, there's only one God. I mean, we can have our visions, we can have our dreams, we can even consult prophets, but at the end of the day, there is only one God. And that God is the one who is going to decide the kind of gift and the kind of blessing that he is giving. Whether it's a boy or girl, it's still a gift and it's still a blessing. And I came to accept that I'm not responsible for it, you know. And I spoke to my husband about it. And it only turned out, ladies, that he wasn't disappointed because of the gender. He was disappointed because he thought we were getting a 4D scan. And it obviously wasn't a 4D scan. First of all, we're 20 weeks. A 4D scan, I don't think is possible. But that's what he thought. So looking at the price, he thought, oh, okay, we're paying 2.7 because we're getting a 4D scan, and I'm just going to see everything there. And it wasn't that way, you know. But obviously, because I saw his expression when we got the gender, I just jumped to the fact that he was disappointed because of the gender. And I was very happy and glad that he actually clarified that he wasn't disappointed at the gender. So, to you, mommies out there, I know it's a silent expectation or silent pressure for most or some of us that your firstborn be a boy. And in some families, like my husband's family, in his lineage from his father, none of the boys have had a girl as a firstborn. So quite frankly, should it be confirmed that we are having a girl, it means we are breaking that record of his family and boys in his family or men in his family having boys first. So it becomes a silent pressure that you go through. And I know for some of us, it's not even silent, that everybody's actually telling you, or your husband's family is telling you that they want a boy, but it's not up to you to decide what gender baby you're going to have. So if you are going through that, make sure that the people who are surrounding you are mentally and emotionally supportive to you and understand that it's not your responsibility, so they don't put all the pressure on you. And if you think about it again, ladies, like I said, we don't make ourselves pregnant, right? We don't make ourselves pregnant. So if you had the magical powers to now decide on the gender of the child that you have, your husband would have the same powers. So if you have failed to give a boy, it means your husband has also failed to give a boy. And the same applies if the expectation was that you are going to have a girl. If the child turns out to be a boy, then it means you have both failed. So do not allow yourself to even get stuck or take residence in that mental state where you're thinking you have failed, and talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about how you feel. And if you yourself, this is also possible, né? If you yourself get disappointed at the reveal of the gender because you were hoping or expecting a certain gender, allow yourself to feel that disappointment, and then let it go and accept it, and then forgive yourself. Most importantly, forgive yourself for being disappointed that your expectation wasn't met. Then let it go and accept it, and enjoy your journey and enjoy your baby. And know that it doesn't make you a bad mother, that you were expecting a certain gender, that you were hoping for a certain gender. Maybe you were already picturing matching outfits with your little princess, and now it turns out you are having a prince. Or you were already imagining a whole athlete playing soccer or whatever boys do, and now it turns out that you're having a princess who might just want to be a model and not even be an athlete. So just forgive yourself if you do get disappointed, and allow yourself to slip back into enjoying your journey, because it is still a blessing. That is all from me for today, mummies, on the gender part. Do not feel bad. Do not feel bad if your child is not what was expected or hoped for. If the gender, not the child, if the gender is not what was expected or hoped for. Until I see you again, mummies, I hope you are keeping well and that you are keeping active. I hope you are exercising, mummies, and listening to your bodies while doing it, and eating well, and enjoying sex, and taking care of yourself, of course. Your mental health, your emotional health, it all really, really just matters holistically. Yeah, I am done, and I will see you again soon. I love you, mummies, and remember that you are magic.